Hello again. And now I've got a message about orientation. What's it doing? It wants to go that way again. I literally just changed it, the bloody thing. What a piece of shit. I don't know, folks. I literally just changed it. It made me change it. I changed it and it's messing me about. What shall we do? I'll do it that way. The on-screen orientation. What's it doing? Hold on. See whether I can do anything here in the settings. No. It says orientation is locked, but on my settings screen it says it's not. It's a fucking mess. All the layout on screen. Scruff Dog, what's up? I'm struggling with the YouTube app and orientation. It told me to change orientation before starting the stream, which I did to horizontal. Then I started it, and now it tells me orientation is locked, and it's forcing me to put the camera this way. And then my screen layout is as normal, as if it's sideways on. Everything on screen is sideways on except me. So is that okay for you? Because that's got a message on screen telling me to rotate the screen back. I've just got crap on the screen now. I don't know, folks. Here I am trying to celebrate 1,000 subscribers. Eh? We're motoring. But I've got this crap on screen that doesn't want me to do it this way. I'm just going to put this sponge, I'll try and put this sponge just for the microphone in case the wind picks up. It's a bit breezy. This is bizarre, folks. I'm hating the YouTube app. Hello from Wales, but I can't see who. The message is brighter than the name. Oh, it's just I got the parasol here to give me a better chance. My brightness is turned up to 100. I think when this saves, it's all going to turn and be sideways on. Hello from Sweden, but again, I can't see who in Sweden. Sorry, folks. Your names are not as bright as the message, and it fades out after about 3 seconds. Now, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I did a show with the orientation the other way, and the chat stayed on screen. Do you know what I'm going to have a go at? I'm going to see whether I can just clean my glasses a little bit, because they're not... Fuck. What a disaster. I might have to do a whole separate show for the 1,000 subscriber celebration. I only just got the alerts put out that the show was happening, and I only just made the 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'd not even started my notes. I'd not done any prep at 2 o'clock. I got too caught up in the hitting 1,000. Kind of, you might call it celebrating, but I wasn't, not until now. Cheers to the subscribers, all 1,000 of you. If you're upset that cheers didn't include you, then you know what to do. All you got to do is go down, hit subscribe, rewind, and when I say cheers to the subscribers, it's to you. Okay, folks, shall we make a start? Hey, Tina, I can see you. And there's Scruff Dog saying congrats. I saw you before, mate. There's another one. Okay, Scruff Dog, someone else. Someone says cheers, and I can't. Oh, bugger. See, even though I've just wiped the glasses, they're still a bit smeary, and I can't. And it fades out and goes. I see hey up Chuck, but I can't see who says it. Is that V Hope? I can just read V Hope. Hello there. So yeah, this is the 1,000 subscriber celebration stream. This is episode 38038 of TrampCast. It's Sunday, July the 28th, 2024. As I say, episode 38. We're motoring on, even though I missed a few early on. Well, not early on, it's only a while back, isn't it? I missed a few. I had a bit of a downer for a while and missed a few TrampCasts. Didn't do them. The police were harassing me, everything was getting on top of me. I was a bit down. I wasn't doing any shows and any videos, and yeah, TrampCast suffered as well. But anyway, folks, as I said, this is episode 38 of TrampCast. The channel is Delta Mike, down and out in Torrevieja. I am Delta Mike, your host. I am down and out. Hey, let's see if we can run through the list. A tramp, a hobo, a vagrant, an indigent person, a person of no fixed abode, a person who sleeps rough or on the streets, or in my case, in a fucking field with rats and mice and cats and dogs and God knows what else. Rabbits or hares, can't tell the difference, but this morning I stood there for 5 minutes watching either a rabbit or a hare. Not here, at the back of the trees over on the cliff tops. I think his burrow must be actually in the side, on the cliff side, because he went over and disappeared. Okay, a bit of housekeeping. If you haven't already, folks, thumbs up's always appreciated. As we're celebrating, go grab yourself a drink. Except for you guys that are stateside, because it's like 10 or 11 in the bloody morning. You might not want to be drinking this early. And those of you that don't drink, mosquitoes, not too bad most of the time. July and August is a little bit worse, but at night when I seal the tent, close the doors, quick squirt with fly spray, job done, no bother. Until I open all the doors in the morning when it starts getting warm again. Can be a bit of an effort. Okay, where are we? Thumbs up if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't. Or at least consider it. What are you doing? 1,000 others have beaten you to it. In fact, I just checked and it was 1,015. Thanks to my mate Tez and his channel, Very Nearly Interesting, folks. Go and give Very Nearly Interesting a look. If you like programs like QI with odd facts and, you know, kind of random bits of information, my mate Tez over at Very Nearly Interesting on YouTube puts out some good stuff. Put it this way, he's only made, I think he's made about 50 videos and he's got 60,000 subscribers. So he's getting more than 1,000 subscribers per video. And I'm doing about 2 videos to get a subscriber, or I was until recently. I took off a little bit a while ago and I'm doing a little bit better than that now, but it's been a slog for me. It's been a grind. I'm much more, what's the word? Much more niche than general interest and random facts. Although I do my own little random facts section, don't I? Let's do that now, shall we? No, let's not. I've still got a couple of other, what we've done. We've done thumbs up, subscribe. Share this out there, folks. Tell other people about it. The next time you sat in the barber's chair and they ask, have you seen or done anything interesting? Tell them all about that chap, that tramp you watched on YouTube. Tell people. Share, either in the real world or on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, whatever else these things get shared. I don't know. I'm not big on social media. I do Twitter and I've got about 30 followers. As many as that. I don't know why I bother with it. My typical tweet gets seen by less than 20 people. Yeah, I don't know why I bother. What else have I got here in my housekeeping? Share live. Okay, if you're watching this and you joined a few minutes or maybe an hour late, check the bottom left-hand corner. You're looking for the word share and the red dot, live and the word red dot. No, not the word red dot. You're looking for the word live and a red dot. If you see the word live, that means I'm still live, but you're not up to date. You're behind. Click there with either your finger or your mouse, and it'll bring you up to date to catch up with us. Then when you type in the chat, you'll be contemporaneous. We won't be wondering what the hell you're talking about. What else? At the end of the stream, the chat, the stream, the show, it will go private. YouTube automatically private it. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll go in and set it public again. Make a couple of other changes. Add it to the TrampCast playlist, etc. It just takes me a couple of seconds. In, make the changes, out, and the stream will become available to you again. Just hit refresh and carry on where you left off. Okay, folks. So the first thing, I think I've kind of already done it, haven't I? It's the announcement. We've hit 1,000 subscribers, thanks to my mate Tez over on. I say my mate. We've kind of chatted in comments, nothing more. Never met him, don't know him. Very much a parasocial relationship, as they call these things. But he seems a nice enough bloke. He seems a decent bloke. Because the screen's faded out to show this message about orientation being locked. I think when this stream ends, I will be sideways when they process this. It's going to be a right fuck up. Kind of apt for my 1,000 subscriber celebration. If it's a real mess, I'll do another show sometime in the week, maybe tomorrow or the day after, to make up for it. Okay, well, that's with the announcement out of the way though, and all of you congratulating me and thank you guys for being here. Again, cheers to the subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, get on it, doggone it. It's free. Again, folks, two-handed drinking. I got my red wine and cola in the one hand, and I got my black instant coffee made with cold water in the other. It's not the other hand, it's the same hand. But... and I'm down to my last euro, so there'll be no more shopping. We'll get to the thanks shortly. I want to thank people for last week. Okay, folks, episode 38 of TrampCast. Oh, what have we got? We got messages that fade out before I even saw them. I was busy talking. If somebody wants to give another, just type something in chat so that it pops back up on screen, because it's not going to pop up for me. Click, click, click. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I think that might be because of the sponge on this end of the screen. Or it might be the sweat on my fingers or just the general heat of the screen. I don't know. It's a fuck up. It's TrampCast. Of course it's a fuck up. It's not a live stream if something hasn't gone wrong with the technology. And even more of it's a TrampCast if something's gone wrong with the host as well as the technology. Come on, get used to it, folks. I'm a fucking tramp. I live in a field. Oh, I tell you what we haven't done. You know it. You know it. That's not done it, has it? I'm about to lose the sponge. The screen's just not accepting my clicks, guys. I'm pressing and pressing, trying to make that work to show Tina go. Nope. What I'm going to have to do, we're going to have to do it old school. Just let me... There she is over there. There's a Tina girl on the floor with her bucket of water and a nice long lead tied to the tent. Just to ensure that one day when she runs away, she takes the tent with it. Because maximum disaster. Death and destruction, folks. You can't be called death and destruction without some kind of... Oh, look at this. I'm going to drop the brolly. Okay. It's not a brolly, it's a parasol. Or a sombrilla. If you're Spanish or Mexican. Sombrilla. Alright, shall we begin? After all this twatting about. This is episode 38 of TrampCast. So we begin as we usually do, eventually, with some facts about the number 38. The number 38 is the sum of the squares of the first three prime numbers, not including the number 1, which technically isn't prime. To be classed as prime, you have to be divisible by 1 and another number, yourself. 1 is only divisible by 1, so it doesn't count, technically. So the first three prime numbers are 2, 3 and 5. If you square them, 4, 9, 25. You add those together, you get 38. Hopefully, if I did my maths right. The 38th parallel separated North and South Korea at the start of the Korean War. What have we got here? The number of slots on an American roulette table, as distinct from a European roulette table. 38 slots on a roulette wheel in America, because you've got the naught, the double naught, and then the numbers 1 to 36. But the game still only pays out 35 to 1, doesn't it? The house has an edge. I mean, as well as that edge, you've got the, if it pays out on, if it lands on the zeros, nobody wins. So you get a double loss there. What do we got here? 38 snub-nosed revolver for my American friends. The 38th president of the US, Gerald Ford, took over from Tricky Dicky Nixon, Richard Nixon, in 74 or 76? Somewhere back there. 74, I think, but who knows? I think it's 74. And then Ford lost in 76, didn't he? He didn't get to serve even a full term. What have we got next? Oh, next we're off into the chemicals. 38 on the periodic table, atomic number 38. Strontium with the symbol SR is an alkaline earth metal. Soft silver white and slightly yellowish. I've got a fly in my face. Highly reactive. Didn't know this until today. Named after a Scottish town where it was discovered, or where the minerals containing it were discovered in 1790. The town is it a town or village of Strontium, with an I-A-N at the end, rather than an I-U-M. Strontium or strontium. Not sure of the pronunciation, and there's even more flies. Luckily they're not bitey just yet, not so far today. What else we got? What else we got? It's isolated by Humphrey Davy using electrolysis, which was a new technique at the time. It was one of the first elements isolated using electrolysis. And its uses, this got me. It's used in the production of sugar from sugar beets. I'm assuming that's in some kind of catalytic basis, given other facts about this particular metal. It must be just as a catalyst. Must be. It's also used in the faceplate glass of TVs in the cathode ray tube days. I see chat, but because my... Whoa, I'm about to ban somebody by accident. V Hope. You're from Kent, really? in it. It just uses a greeting. Can I get rid of this message without... Now you see it's not taking any of my clicks. Oh, you fucking twatting piece of... I must be able to click somewhere without doing damage. I'll check after for you. If I've accidentally banned you from chat, I'll come and get you. It's not taking my click at all anywhere on the fucking screen. And yet it took my click to do this. It's got to be just heat. I'm going to try and... if I try and keep the sun away entirely. But it means not being able to see Tina. I hope the stream's carrying on. I had it dulled out already and now I've got a pop-up message in front of me. Fuck. Disaster, folks. It's a fucking disaster. Apologies for the swearing. I do swear like a trooper. I try not to. Where was I? Cathode ray tubes, televisions, cathode ray tubes, which really phased out, didn't they, about 2000 onwards, 1999 onwards in the UK. Although when I first moved to Spain in 2016, they were all over the place still. If you saw furniture displays in furniture shops, they were all, they'd be showing wooden cabinets and display cases and media center kind of cabinets, and everything would have a cathode ray TV on top. Usually just like a 12-inch or a 14-inch portable. Yeah, I don't know. I guess different countries made the transition at different times. But after cathode ray tube TVs were phased out, the uses of strontium in industry have fallen about 75%. Now there is a highly radioactive isotope of strontium, man-made or artificial isotope, and it's one of the most dangerous components in nuclear fallout, which, given that strontium's already kind of quite reactive, it's a highly reactive metal, and then you give it that unstable radioactive touch, you can see why it would be quite dangerous stuff. Okay, folks, that was the numbers round. That was the number 38, because episode 38 of TrampCast. Shall we see whether the screen's cooled down enough to take my touch and get rid of this message? It's got rid of that message. I'm still stuck with this orientation is locked message. CRT screens are still something, and then it faded and went. Sorry, folks. I know that gamers, in particular, people who like to use vintage gaming systems, they just call them tube TVs now. They don't even call them cathode ray tubes or CRT. I watch people like Melanie Mack who rave about CRT or tube TVs, as they call them. And I know occasionally in Spain here, I've seen an old TV, a cathode ray tube TV, next to the big projection TV, and it's amazing the difference in clarity. I end up watching the postage stamp sized TV next to this big 5 foot by 5 foot fucking monster projection TV. Yeah, the crispness and clarity of the cathode ray tube is, you notice it when you see the two side by side. I don't know about comparing it next to like a 65 or a 75 inch LED TV. I haven't had the... If you're in a bar that's still got a cathode ray TV, cathode ray tube, they tend not to have 75 inch LED TVs or OLED or whatever the latest variation is. I'm a bit out of touch, folks, living in a field for the last couple of years. And been without money for a year or two before that. Basically, things went tits up for me when COVID hit. I'll do another stream one day talking through the whole thing, but for anyone that's new here, TrampCast 001 is what you want to look at. My first live stream where I cover the whole backstory, the whole history of the who, how, when, where, whys of how I ended up here. It went on a bit. It was a 2.5-hour show. I might try and do another one and condense things and keep things a little tighter. Who knows? Okay, folks, we've covered the announcement. We've covered the numbers. Let's do the thank yous. Let's do the thank yous. Okay, folks, episode 38 of TrampCast, and the thank yous for this week are Anthony, Karen, and Sven. These guys responded last week. I said how my my PayPal was running low and I wasn't going to have enough to renew my phone and to buy things, to do things. These guys all responded, and they all responded of a similar amount, which I say, that ain't cheap, which is a phrase I borrowed from a guy called Eric July online, Eric D. July. Basically, if somebody donates him $20 in his case, 20 whatever, dollars, pounds, euros, he says, that ain't cheap. And these guys are all there or thereabouts, that amount. So, thank you guys. Three more to thank. One is my Swedish friend, Jokka. I can't pronounce that right. It's basically Joker in Swedish. Now this guy arrived here, and by here I mean in Spain, on Friday morning. And within about 2 hours he's been shopping, cooked some food and brought some across to me. He brought me a couple of, he's done these really spicy meat tortilla wraps, some peppered meat, really spicy, and salad and what have you, in a tortilla flour wrap. But like I say, he's done this within like 2 hours of getting into the country. He's landed, got to Torrevieja, gone shopping, him or his wife, whoever's done the cooking, and then he's brought this stuff across. And he came across and he brought me these tortilla wraps, some water, and he brought a couple of cans of beer, and we sat and we had a can of beer each and just had a chat. So that was nice. So thank you, Jokka. The next one is my mate on Twitter, John Felix. I released a video this week and it did okay, but then it started to die, and I needed to give it an extra push. My friend John Felix has got he's got a lot more followers on Twitter than me. As I said, when I tweet something out, it gets seen by about less than 20 people usually. He gives it a push and it gets seen by, by a lot more. So that was a help. So thank you, John. And finally, as I've already mentioned, Tez from the Very Nearly Interesting channel here on YouTube. Do give it a look, folks. Do check it out, and consider subscribing. He's a fairly new channel like myself. Probably started about the same time, about a year ago, maybe less. In his case, I'm just over a year. He's done 50 videos and got 60-odd thousand subscribers already. So he's doing something right. But yeah, I commented on his video last night, and this morning I'm scrolling through YouTube and I see my face staring back at me, which I wasn't expecting because I've not released a video or done anything at that point. And he did this big long write-up about me, about promoting other channels, and it's a good channel and go give it a watch, and it's a guy living in a field in Spain somehow in some way, and just documenting his struggles. And so thanks for that, Tez. I've thanked him. He's probably sick of hearing me thank him in like 5 or 6 different places so far today, but I really do appreciate it. And already it's brought in about 30 new subscribers today. You guys tell me in the chat. I was on 1,015 when I last checked, just before coming live. What do you see? What's the number at the minute? Anybody? Any advance on 1,015? I need someone to post because the chat won't just come up for me. Not unless we just drop looking. No. I got nothing. My touch just isn't working. Okay folks, where are we? We've just done the thank yous. So let's do the themes for the week, shall we? This is TrampCast 38, Sunday, July the 28th of 2024. This is the one where we're celebrating hitting 1,000 subscribers. And the themes for this last week, surprisingly, didn't really include YouTube subscriber numbers. The themes for my week were mainly the heat. The damn heat. And what to do about the heat. I can either lay in the lowest part of the tent, I can come out here and sit under this umbrella that I have to hold in place. I can take the dog for a walk, but not too far because her back legs are knackered after the police kicked her. Maybe we could go down on the beach and I could try and get a swim, but I got to keep hold of a dog that won't get anywhere near water. And you're not technically allowed on the beach. And they punish you with extra severity if your dog's actually in the water, if they choose to punish you. And I know what everyone will say, you see loads of dogs on the beach, loads of dogs in the water. Yeah, that's no defence when you stood in front of the judge, is it? If they decide to pick on me, because I'm me, that defence isn't a defence. Everyone else was doing it. Hey, I robbed a bank, but everyone else was robbing one. It's not a defence, guys. Your dog's not allowed on the beach. Just because you see other people with your dog on the beach doesn't mean you'll get away with it. I had a friend who was, they took her name and details and threatened her if she was caught again within the next 9 months, it would be I think it was a €1,500 fine. So yeah, I'm loath to do that. So handling the heat without getting myself in trouble. Also keeping food cool in the heat. Managing the solar panels and my cooler box. Now anyone new here, these are recent developments. These are not something I've had all along. The last 2 or 3 months. Basically, I had a tent that was falling apart. I see a number, but I can't see what the number is. I saw a 1 and a 0 and a... Sorry guys, I know this is pathetic. And my touch is having no effect on this screen. In fact, the screen is so hot it's unreal. Because I've got the brightness turned up high. 1.01, yeah, that rounds up a little bit too much. That's 1,010. But I think it's more than that really, isn't it? It's 15, 16, 17 at the minute probably. I don't know. But yeah, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy. It's a good day. Especially I was on 985 at the start. In fact, it might even have been 984. We lost one a day or two ago. As we frequently do. It comes up, it goes down. It comes up, it goes down. Where was I? Keeping food cool. Managing the cool box. I was just about to explain for newcomers, the cool box and the big solar panel, the 100-watt solar panel. These are really new. I think maybe 3 months, possibly 4. Maybe, I think 3. What happened was, my YouTube, what do we want to say? Supporters, subscribers, fans, acolytes, I don't know. I don't know where we go. Uh, you guys, multiple of you offered to buy me a new tent, and a bunch of you sent me a proportion towards it because I said someone had already got that in order. Someone had already got that in hand. And so what happened was I got a big influx of money, and my friend Karen and her family bought a tent for me, and I insisted on paying half with some of the money that I'd received. With some of the other money, I bought an EcoFlow River 2, if you want to look that up. ECO, Flow, FLOW, EcoFlow. It's like a generator that doesn't require petrol, diesel, anything. It works off solar. Plug a solar panel in, and it's the battery. But it's also the inverter that gives off the 240 volts or 230 volts electricity. So with the rest of the money, I bought that, and with the loan from friends, I got the cool box, and the big solar panel. And this is how I'm surviving summer. Keeping food cool, stopping butter and margarine and alioli, and keeping bread fresh. And if I get a big influx of food, like Susan bought me, I think it's 3 weeks ago now almost. I think it's 3 weeks tomorrow. When Susan bought me that food, if I put that food in the box along with some ice, the box will, together with the ice, will keep things cool for, for days and days. On its own, the box isn't great. It only reduces the temperature about 10 degrees less than the outside temperature. But if you put ice in and have it running full time, it keeps stuff good for a long time. But like I said, that's a recent innovation in the tramp camp. It's not something I've had all along. In a few days, just over 2 weeks and 3 days, 4 days, I will have been homeless for 2 years. Not all on this site. I spent nearly 2 months living in a field that way. 2 months almost, a few days less. But I will have been in this field 22 months any day now, within the next couple of weeks. Yeah. So I get a bit thoughtful when we get round to these kind of times. But my first day here, everything was wiped out. The field got flooded. All of my things got devastated. Everything I owned electronic, and I am a geek. I was a web designer and a computer programmer back in the day. Internet security, things like that. So I had a phone, a tablet, a Kindle book reader, various bits and pieces, battery, what do you call them, battery packs, yeah, the USB power banks, that's the word I'm looking for. I had loads of those, everything, pen drives, loads of cables, light bulbs that worked from a USB cable. I had all sorts, and it was almost all ruined the first night in this field when it flooded. Big thunderstorm, water coming down the hill, swept through this field and came through ankle deep, which doesn't sound deep, but when all your stuff's on the floor, it's deep enough. It broke everything. Everything. So over time, I've built up, with the help of donations from generous people like yourselves, I've built up to the point where I got this nice tent. I got the EcoFlow River 2. I got this cool box. I got this 100-watt solar panel. This phone was a start. This was a big start. And prior to that, just getting a radio to keep me sane for a couple of months. So when people who are joining now see me with a solar panel and a cool box and a power bank, a big power station like the EcoFlow, it hasn't always been this way. These have only just arrived. And I think they arrived after the police stole all my other shit, after they stole my barbecue, and my picnic, my green patio furniture, tables and chairs and sun lounger. Anyway, let's get back on track. That all came from heat and themes for the week: heat, cash, money. People sending me PayPal money. That was great last week, guys. Everyone sending me PayPal money. I just don't have anyone in country at the minute who can take my PayPal money and turn it into money, into cash in hand, which is what I need. So I thank you for the PayPal money. It's nice to have it there, and it will be useful in a week's time when I need to renew this phone, the phone account, the phone credit, so that I can carry on YouTubing. It's just no use for me buying bread and butter and whatever at the minute. So if there's anybody here in Torrevieja who does PayPal and who wants to take a risk on a tramp, I'll send you €55 if you bring me 50, and I'll cover other fees that are associated with PayPal. I cover the fees on my end if there are currency conversions and things, and you should end up at least level and probably €1 or 2 in pocket. So if there's anybody here that can help that's got PayPal, I did just go to the shop today and spend my last €5 and come home with €1 change. I got a couple of those little tubes of 2-cent pieces. I got 50 2-cent pieces that add up to €1. So I got a couple of those little tubes in there. So I've maybe got €3 in total at a push if they'll accept them. But other than that, I'm all out. Don't panic, I've got food. I can get water at the place along the way. It's just cash in pocket. I spend maybe 50 or 60 euros a month. Sometimes less, sometimes a bit more, depending on requirements. I got the money, I got the PayPal. I just don't have any way of converting it into cash in hand at the minute. I got friends coming out here in 3 or 4 weeks' time. I got a few, but just nobody in country at the minute. A little bit of a worry, but not too much. Nothing I won't survive, folks. Nothing I won't survive. So yeah, cash money. That's been a theme for the week. I had 10 at the start of the week, and I'm down to my last euro now. Water, I just mentioned. I've been running down my reserves. I've been running down my water reserves. My big bottles of water are empty, but lots of my little bottles have still got water, so I've still got some for now. I still got water for now. But any day now, I keep saying I'm going to go along and get water from the foot pump at the beach. I'll probably go tonight, actually, dusk, rather than trying to get up in the morning. What I've been failing at is getting up at the right time in the morning. Or if I've been getting up, it's been to walk the dog, and she's occupied me for an hour or so and occupied and distracted me. What I'm probably going to do is going to get my trolley out that Jill and... Oh, come on. Normally I get his name and not hers. N and G. Aha. Oh, I apologize, my friends. Anyway, going way back to when I had only about 100 supporters, 100 subscribers. A couple came down and they brought me a trolley, and it was loaded with lots of bits and pieces. And I didn't even understand at the time they were giving me the trolley as well. Harry and Jill. I don't know where I got N from. Harry and Jill. Maybe it's H and G as part of their YouTube name. Not sure. Sorry, Harry. I got you, mate. Harry and Jill. I got there in the end. A little bit slow. But Harry and Jill brought me this trolley, which I've been using whenever I need to fetch water. I can load 4. I used to walk and get water and load 2 of these bottles into a Mercadona bag and carry 16 litres back on my back. But the trolley allowed me to fetch 4 at a time. I'd always take a bag anyway, because sometimes one would wriggle free from the trolley and it was just quicker and easier just to load it into the bag, put that on the shoulder and carry on dragging the trolley. But water. So where are we? Where are we? Heat, cash, money, water. Okay, YouTube subscribers is the final theme, even though it's only been today. It wasn't an issue. I wasn't even thinking about it. I think I glanced this morning at my YouTube subscribers and figured I was on target to hit the 1,000 by the 14th, which is my anniversary. I've been homeless, the 14th of August. But then, maybe about the same time as I was checking my stats, that's when Tez was announcing me to the world. So yeah, it wasn't really a factor. But then after that, it kind of took up my morning. I'd been to the shop, as I said. I got back. It's about lunch, about noon. And I was supposed to be starting writing up my notes for this TrampCast, for this show that I'm doing now. But I was distracted by the numbers rising, watching the graphs, responding to people saying congratulations, a quick chat with Tez, a couple of back and forths on various videos and posts, you know, in the comments. Like I said, he probably got sick of me thanking him. I thanked him on the video, I thanked him in the post that he did, I thanked him on my site. Then I recorded a quick video myself and thanked him. And now I'm thanking him again here. Cheers, Tez. Ah, my coffee's getting warm. Nah. YouTube subs, yeah. Okay, folks. I think that's those have been the themes, even though that one's only really been today. Let me move my pen on my page. Okay, folks. I got no idea how far in we are. 48 minutes, yeah? 48 minutes. Shall we begin? I've still got this crap on the screen. The video's faded out, and I've got this orientation is locked thing. The YouTube app wanted me to put the phone the other way. Even though I just set it immediately before coming into the app, I set it as landscape rather than portrait. It's just annoying. The YouTube app is pissing me off nowadays. Never had this issue until 2 or 3 weeks ago, and now it's every week. I'm misunderstanding something or doing something wrong, or the app is just crap. I know a lot of you guys that do YouTube set this up using OBS and whatever else. Maybe I'll have to check that out. A better way of doing things. Okay, folks. This is episode 38 of TrampCast. I am Delta Mike. The channel is Down and Out in Torrevieja. Down and out, a tramp, a hobo, a vagrant, an indigent person, a person of no fixed abode, someone who sleeps rough on the streets, or in my case, in a field. Let's make a start on this past week, the week itself. Last Sunday, we start with last Sunday as we often do. Immediately after last week's TrampCast, which I enjoyed. I had a good one. I had an alright time doing that one. I don't always. Sometimes it's a bit of a chore just to get through. Shh, don't tell people. They might be able to spot which programs are a chore. It's not you guys, it's me. Sometimes just nothing's happened in the week, or there's just not a lot going on. This week was a bit quiet really, and yet I've managed to fill the page with notes about who knows what. But last Sunday after the show, I decompressed out here again for an hour. just sat in the shade and the breeze. I'll let you know a secret though. I started to feel a little bit too cool in the breeze. I was on the verge of being, I'm not going to say cold, because I've only been cold about 3 times in is it 8 years now in Spain. No, she didn't look. Okay. I've only been cold 3 or 4 times in proper cold in 8 years. But sometimes you get just the wrong side of comfortable. You know, you sat out in a t-shirt and you wish you'd got a jumper or pullover with you. Or you sat holding on to a brolly and the wind's just getting a little bit too much. So I decompressed for an hour, but in the end I just thought, I'd just rather go inside and lay down, watch a video or a film or something. So that was Sunday night. And the usual, you know, the dog walk, blah, blah, blah. Not gonna detail all of those all the time. Don't want to bore you too much with too many things. Monday morning, guys, Monday morning. And Susan, the lady who 2 weeks previously, which is 3 weeks ago now, the lady who bought me the Mercadona, the supermarket shop, and had it delivered. She sent the delivery wagon to the petrol station, the gas station at the top of the road. She contacted me Tuesday morning and asked, you know, if she could put another order in. And I still had a few bits and pieces, and there was no desperate rush. And I also thought we could kind of tailor the order a little bit. We buy a little bit less so that I wasn't rushing to get through things before it starts going off. We'd discussed this a few times in the intervening period, you know, not buying so much that the eating it all becomes a chore or a race for me. So what we decided was that we'd wait a few days, and I'd put together a few suggestions, tailor the order a little bit, and we haven't. I've got the list. We haven't actually gone ahead with that yet, but we'll probably do that in the next few days if that's all right, Susan. I don't know if you're out there, but I'll be in touch. I'll be in touch maybe tomorrow. But she offered, and I put that off and suggested we wait a while. Just, you know, there was no rush. I still had bits, and I've still got food. You'll see soon. I did a cookery video this week. I almost did another cooker. I wasn't sure whether to do a cookery video today or whether to just cook food. In the end, I did neither. Fuck. I got distracted. I got distracted by the YouTube graphs. Oh, that wind. That wind's picking up a bit. So Monday, after talking with Susan, it was a long, hot day. And I just passed the time, as I've been doing a lot recently, keeping in the tent but low down in the coolest part of the tent, and just watch videos or do whatever I'm doing, chatting with people on, keeping up with my emails and my WhatsApps and my messengers. I got contact details, folks. If you're interested, I got an email. If you email me and if you want to communicate from there, we can set up. I'm not that big on WhatsApp, but I got Messenger. I use Messenger as my main contact point. But there is email. That's listed in the description to this video. It is Delta Mike Torrevieja, all no spaces or anything. Delta Mike Torrevieja at gmail.com. As I say, it's listed in the chatting amongst yourselves. I'll let that one go. I can just about make that out. So that was my Monday mainly, guys. That was Monday. Tuesday morning, I filmed a sunrise, but this time I didn't do it from the cliff tops. I did it from in the camp. And the positioning of the camera wasn't quite ideal because I didn't know where the sun was going to come up. So the tree was a little bit in the way. I'm going to do it again this week one day, but a little bit further around, a clearer look up the path to where the sun comes up. But I don't know why I bothered. Nobody watched it. Only 70 odd people watched that video. It's a bit of a waste of time. One of my worst performing videos since the first couple of months of the channel. I'll let you off. I'll assume that maybe YouTube just didn't push it out there that much. You weren't presented with the option. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Again, in the tent most of the day. But this time I spent the day cooking. I told you I did a cooking video. Sweet and sour sauce. And I cooked the rice in the sauce to infuse the rice with a full sweet and sour goodness. I had oranges, lemons, ginger, garlic, the tomato sauce itself. There was lentils in there as veg, some stock, and then the rice. Absolutely gorgeous. Now my first bowlful, the lentils weren't fully cooked through. They needed a little bit longer, another hour of cooking maybe. So the next day, they were spot on. Absolutely superb. If you haven't watched that video, you should. Superb. If I do say so myself. Oh. I used to be immodest, but now that I've solved that, I'm perfect now. All right, dad jokes, you know. Oh, here's something I've got to take care of this week. I got to get the clippers on this beard. When I take a drink of anything, it's on the tash, it's running down the beard, and it's dripping down the left-hand side of the t-shirt every fucking time. I got the clippers out and charging. Thank you, Karen. I haven't seen you, but I know you're going to be out there. If not now, then later. So, okay, film the sunrise, cook the sweet and sour. Oh, okay, the next one's a technical one. Struggling for space on my phone again. I've mentioned in the past, a bloke called Owen brought me a 2 terabyte hard drive. But at some point, the file allocation tables become a little bit corrupted. If there's anybody out there in Torrevieja that can lend me a laptop literally for 5 minutes, I'm talking about turning it on, plugging a USB hard drive in, having Windows pop up and say, oh, there's something wrong with that, let me fix it, and me saying, okay, yes. It's not a virus, it's nothing like that. It was plugged into my phone and the phone must have become disconnected inappropriately without unmounting the drive properly. But, wow, 5 people walking past. They all looked, I waved at them all. Not one of them chose to wave. Ignorant fuckers. Anyway. Not one wave, you fucking ignorant bitches. I don't know, folks. Some people just get me angry. Just a nod or a wave, an acknowledgement. I'm not going to run after you and rape you. Where am I? Ranting about struggling for space on discs and things. Anybody with a laptop. It's not going to be a virusing. We can virus scan it before you do anything. There's no problem with that. It just needs to connect. The phone pops up and says, there's a problem. Do you want me to delete the entire hard drive? And the answer is no. There's a lot of stuff on there. There's also an awful lot of free space. Windows would pop up and say, oh, problem with file allocation table. Let's run scan disk or check disk, whatever it's called nowadays. And we would be fixed in 5 minutes. Anybody. with a laptop. Please, come on. I've been juggling about with connecting USB pen drives and SD cards and SD card readers. And I've got SD cards that no longer work because they were in the phone when the phone was dropped in water. I did all the cramped for space. I put my phone down, I give the dog some water, the dog knocks the chair, the phone drops off the chair into the bowl of water. I'm running out of places to save things and it's just becoming a nightmare. So what I've been doing a couple of days this week, folks, is I've been watching films from off the hard drive, off the pen drives and off the SD cards and USB pen drives. I've been watching things and then deleting them. Things that I wanted to keep, but I've been giving them one last watch and then deleting just to free up space. Because what else can you do? Got to just try and get by and keep enough room for processing videos that I can upload for you guys. If I don't have a gigabyte of space free, I can't manipulate 500 megabytes of clips and make a nice video for you guys. So there's a juggling act going on, guys. Struggling for space, rewatching films and then deleting them. And some of them have been rather, I've confessed to this in the past, rom-coms and like high school romance kind of, that kind of, I'm a bit of a romantic at heart. Bit of a sucker for that kind of thing. You know, those, they were called Brat Pack movies back in the 80s. Molly Ringwald and Demi Moore and Kevin Bacon was there or thereabouts, but a little bit on the outskirts of that. But yeah, that kind of era. That kind of era. I like that kind of stuff. Big softie. Or a big tart. Whichever way you want to look at it. Okay, so still on Tuesday night. Fell asleep really early. I mean like criminally early. Somewhere between 7 and 8 o'clock probably. And it was a really bizarre sleep. I slept solidly through until, I don't know, 4:30 the next morning. But I was aware of noise all the time. I was listening. I'm going to say kids, but by kids I mean teenage lads, late teens, early 20s. Gang of lads in a house over there. And they sat out on the balcony with music playing and they're chatting and they're arguing and they're fighting and they're doing whatever they're doing until 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning. And I'm asleep, but I'm hearing it. It's just there. And so I wake up 4:30, but I wake up with a headache. And then I've got Tina licking my face. I'm aware she's walked into the bedroom and she's licking my face. Here's the thing. She's supposed to have been in the bedroom all along. So the question becomes, where's she been and why? And depending on what I've done with this external door, if I close the external door, I think I said this last week, it's fixed along one edge, it zips along the top and down another edge, and it's open at the bottom of another. She can literally push her way out. Occasionally, if it's not zipped far enough down, she can push her way back in. So where's she been? What's she been doing? And now she's licking my face, which means that she wants to go out. She needs a walk, a proper walk. 4:30 in the fucking morning. But it's my fault, because I've fallen asleep so early at night, she's not had her late night walk. So it's my fault. This is on me, even though I'm swearing at her. Yeah, that's my girl. So I take her for a big drink of water. And here's the other thing. I just said about the phone dropping into water inside the tent. I no longer put a bowl of water out for her inside the tent. it will invariably get stepped on either by... We're cramped for space inside. It will invariably get trodden on or trodden in by me or her. And more often than not gets tipped over. And because there's a solid... The tent is one big plastic bag. You know, the floor and the walls are all one item. Any water spill is just going to sit there until it evaporates. It's not going to soak into the ground. It doesn't get to the ground. And I said about my phone dropping into the dog bowl as well. So she has a bucket of water, which I kind of tried to show before. She's out here, she's got a bucket of water. And I'll try and let her out a couple of times through the night. Late night, early morning, to take water. But here she is getting me up at 4:30, little bugger. Okay, after the walk with the dog, I'm just gonna, just bear with me. I'm just gonna see if I can. I'm getting a bit of flack. The wind's picking up a bit. The breeze is getting a bit strong. So after we've walked the doggy, Wednesday morning, I finished editing the cookery video. Whoa! I finished editing the cookery video from the Tuesday, the sweet and sour, and I put that out. And it dies of fucking death. Of my last 10 videos, this, for all day, this was ranking as 9th out of the last 10 videos. Every other video I've released, except for one, has done better than this. The only exception being the sunrise one from the day before. But I'll leave it alone for a while. I'll let it do its thing. I think I swapped the thumbnail. I think I swapped the image after a while. And then I promoted it out onto Twitter and a separate post out onto YouTube. And it started to pick up and started to kind of do a little bit better. But not great, still not great. This was where I asked a pal of mine, John Felix, on Twitter. He has a larger following than me. I asked him if he couldn't just give it a little bit of a bump, just retweet it. Like I said, when I put stuff out, it gets seen by 20. When he retweets it, it gets seen by somewhere between 50 and 100 if it's one of mine. So I asked my mate John Felix. Shout out John Felix. Thank you, sir. So now the video starts to really pick up overnight. And I settle back for my evening and I watch a bit of Scruff Dog on Wednesday. Scruff Dog's doing his Lego stream. Wednesday's his Lego for Scruff Dog, and he's doing the robot Johnny 5. If you remember the video, the film from the 80s, Short Circuit, Johnny 5 is alive. He's building one of those from a Lego kit. Be interesting to see the final product. Oh, you're still there, Scruff? Cheers, mate. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was enjoyable. I managed to stay through the full program, I think. Sorry, last night I had an internet outage last night, Scruff, and I dropped out. When I came back, once I got back online, I got distracted by other alerts and things and didn't get back to the stream. Yeah, it should be a fun build. I'm enjoying watching it. But I will pick up with last night's. I will catch last night's on the replay at some point. Okay, that takes us, that's Wednesday night, into Thursday morning. And again, I'm listening to the yobs over in this fucking building. And this time I'm getting angry with them. 6 o'clock in the morning, they arrived back from whatever nightclub or whorehouse or whatever they've been to. From the direction they came, I'm thinking that they've been at the local, we do have a literal, I've got no better word, whorehouse. It's got signs and everything, you know, there are pictures of women on the outside walls and lights, and there's no other word for it. I haven't got a better word. But they arrived back early in the morning from there, and they were all shouting and jumping and racing and running and doing that whole young man one-upmanship thing, battling each other to see who's top dog and just generally being pillocks. But making that much noise at 6, 7, 8 in the morning is just... Stitch is in the house. Hey Stitch, I saw you. You're about the only post I've been able to read. I think now I've brought the Broly down closer, it's a little bit dimmer. But the screen is still faded out with this orientation is locked, rotate device message. I have a terrible feeling that the whole stream is going to be sideways after YouTube processes it. We shall see. But anyway, Thursday morning, and I've got these yobs running around, and this time I've had enough, so I start shouting at them. I start threatening them because Karen's in the house. Hello, Karen. Oh yeah, Karen, you've got a wrench. Was it last week? I wanted Karen to be able to handle things. If someone gets out of hand, she can give them a timeout. All you have to do, Karen, is long press on somebody, tap on somebody's name, and then you can time them out, ban them, do whatever. You've got the power. My friend Karen, in the house. But yeah, I got these guys giving me grief, so I start giving them grief back and letting them know that I'm not happy. Because somebody has to. Somebody has to step up when people are out of order. And I got these yobs giving me, you know, just generally giving the whole area grief. And so I start just letting them know that they've been out of order. And things quietened down a bit, but not really enough. I was about to go over and escalate a little bit. But as I was about to do so, I had an excavator arrive on this little track, this little road next to me, a fairly big backhoe. Is it a backhoe? I would have just called it a digger when I was a kid. It's got the big bucket on the front, and on the back it's got the articulated arm that will do a more precise dig down. And this thing arrives and starts digging out the foundation. It looks like it's the foundations for a wall to take some of this land further along. But I had 4 hours of that, so I'm annoyed with these lads for making a noise, and then I've got something next to me that's even louder, starting at 7 in the bloody morning until 11, and then it lays off. But yeah, I just use it's another one of these days that's long and hot and a bit boring, and what are you going to do? And now I've got a bit of peace and quiet from 11 in the morning onwards. So I just contact a few people and start asking, you know, have you got PayPal? I'm getting a little bit desperate. Have you got PayPal? I've got this PayPal monopoly money. Is there anybody can convert it into real coin or notes of the realm? We'll get there, folks. Nobody that I contacted did have, but a few people indicated that they're going to be coming around shortly and maybe bringing me some stuff, and maybe they'll help me out one way or another then. Like I said, I know I've got friends coming over in 2 or 3 weeks' time, 2 or 3 actually, in similar time periods. I'll be right, I'll survive. It's not we're not in a life-threatening situation. It's nothing too bad. It's just a little bit awkward when you haven't got a couple of quid in your pocket. I'm in Spain, a couple of euros in your pocket. It's a little bit less than ideal. But we smile, we survive. How bad can it be? I got food, I've got access to some bad water, but I've got the tablets for cleaning it, for processing it. I got food in the tent. I've got methods for cooking. I've got methods for storage. I've got a little bit of electric. I got a phone. I've got some PayPal money to pay for my YouTube and to keep the phone going. I'm good. There's no real, it's not urgent. It's uncomfortable, it's not urgent. And I've got a breeze picking up. Let's get this finished, guys. Let's get this finished. Where are we? Okay. My video, we're on Thursday. My video from the Wednesday is running out of steam. And my friend John Felix gives it another nudge. So that was good. Kept it going a little bit. In the end, that one got about 350 views, which is a damn sight better than the sunrise one from the day before that got 60 or 70. I'm not complaining, folks. I'm not complaining. When I look back at my original videos that were getting 10, 20, 30 views, I keep pointing people to like my first video ever, and it's still to this day only got about 70 views, even though I've prodded that and promoted that about 100 times. There's 1,000 of you. Go and watch my fucking first ever video. Why not? What are you doing? What's wrong with you? See how I started? Under a tarp, held up by 6 broomsticks, broom handles, pushed into the ground. And the night I did my very first video, that roof went through. It was perished. It was at its end. That's why I made my first video, because that shelter was falling apart and we were going to have 10 days of thunder, lightning and heavy rainstorms. It's why the whole channel started, and nobody will watch the fucking video. Under this video afterwards, click the channel name, Delta Mike Down and Out in Torrevieja, whatever it says down there. Click that. Click videos and then sort them by oldest first. So the first one in the list is my first video ever. It's only 20-25 minutes. It's a cookery video mainly, but it introduces me. It shows my living circumstances at the time. I show you the shelter and how it's constructed and how it's falling apart. And I show you that we've got 10 days of thunder and lightning and storms coming in, and I'm going to cook a chicken stew with no fucking chicken. I'm going to cook a chicken stew with no chicken that's going to get me through the first 3 days of that 10 days of storms. And then video 2, where it shows a hole in the roof. Which is where the roof sagged and all the rain settled in it, and I used my arm to lift the whole thing, and my whole arm just went through the roof and all the water just came through and on me. Fortunately, it was to the side of my bed, not on my bed. But it was still raining, it was still thunder and lightning, it was still a rainstorm at the time. The rain was still pissing into my tent and all over my belongings, which were on the floor next to my bed. It's one of my 2 or 3 most, what would you say? They're the videos that I want people to see the most. TrampCast 001 and then my first 2 videos on the channel. Probably in that order. Because TrampCast 001 gives the backstory. The who, how, when, where, why of how I became a tramp. Or a homeless guy, a hobo, whatever you want to call me. A bum. Someone was using the word bum earlier. That's alright. Colloquialism for the Americans. That's alright. But TrampCast 001 gives that whole backstory. The first video sets the scene, and the second video shows what happened that first night after the channel began. Okay, let me get this finished, guys. Where are we? I'm ranting and going off on tangents on tangents. Funds getting low, have PayPal. The video was running low, John Felix helped. Okay, Thursday night into Friday. Tina gets me up at 6:30, even though I was knackered. I think because I'd not slept well the night before with all the yobs and the shouting and then the excavator and everything. In fact, I'd had 2 broken nights, 2 nights of broken sleep. So I just wanted to lie in bed. But Tina, 6:30 is fairly late by her standards, but she wants to get me up. I want to stay in bed and have another couple of hours. The dog wins. The dog always wins. Don't you, girl? My girl always wins. So we get up, I take her, take her for a walk and do the usual. My usual morning routine, I've got to open the doors, get the air circulating, open the bedroom doors, because I sleep with the bedroom section closed off or mainly closed off. Open enough at the bottom for Tina to walk in and out. My thinking basically is if someone comes into the tent unannounced, I want my dog to be able to get to them without wrecking the tent. She needs to be able to go and eat some people if she has to without breaking anything. So I'll close the zips down and leave them a couple of foot from the ground so she can go and eat someone if she needs to. But I need to open these external doors, get the air circulating, open the bedroom doors and just put the solar panel out. The usual morning routine that I don't always detail here anymore. For once, Friday was a cloudy day, cloudy morning certainly. Not total cloud cover, there was periods of sunshine and not. But the clouds that were there were quite thick and heavy. And there was quite a breeze. Aaron and Jodie. I'll have a read of the message after the stream finishes. Difficult for me just now. I'll be in though. I saw the first part of the message. I'll be in. Where am I? Cloudy, yeah, clouds. But yeah, there was quite a breeze, and actually, unlike today, it was quite a cool breeze. So I was actually, because I'd got the tent well ventilated, all the vents and everything, the doors all open, I was able to lay on the bed and be in the breeze. Quite nice Friday morning. But this was where I get down to my last €5. Been to the shop again and bought whatever I bought, I can't remember, probably bread. But then this is where Jocke, my pronunciation, I apologise to all the Swedes. I believe his name is, it must be a nickname, it's Joker in Swedish, I think. But this is where he arrives, in the country. Not just at the camp, he arrives in the country, goes to some shopping, cooks something and comes to me and brings me these spicy meat and salad, not fajitas, but tortilla wraps. Probably the same thing. Well, I don't know the difference. Tortilla wraps, fajitas, chimichanga. I don't know what the difference is between them all, folks. Chimichangas are deep fried, I think. But I don't know. No expert. He brings me this food anyway and a bottle of water, and he brings a couple of cans of beer over, and we sit and we have a can of beer each. Lovely. Thank you, Jocke. Whoa, the wind's still picking up, folks. Okay, Friday afternoon, bit of a snooze back on the bed, bit of a snooze. In the breeze, I'm just enjoying the cool breeze. And I'm waiting for Friday Night Tights, because for me, Friday means Friday Night Tights. It's my favourite programme of the week on YouTube. Love it. I saw a bit more of it than usual. I saw the first 2 hours, I think, before falling asleep. I woke up as the main programme ended, but they've started doing a follow-up show, an extra hour over on Rumble. All of these these big YouTubers, the guys who are making serious money on YouTube, they're all realizing how bad an idea it is to be pinned to just YouTube. Because if YouTube do one of their silly tricks and just ban you or scrap your channel or give you a temporary postponement, a temporary ban or something, you'll lose so much money. So these guys are all diversifying, and they're all starting to move over to Rumble, if not fully, then partially as a backup, so that if YouTube clobber them, they can move to YouTube. So what happened was YouTube got a strike a few weeks ago, I think, or demonetized. Friday Night Tights got demonetized. So they decided, hey, we can't have all our eggs in one basket. So they did the sensible thing and diversified over to a part of the show over on Rumble. So I woke up in time to catch that, and then I went back and I catch the middle part, catch it on the catch-up, what it's designed for. Okay, that takes us into Saturday, guys. Saturday morning. Another really hot one. Just about manageable inside the tent. I thought about having to come out and take a walk, but didn't. Managed to stay in and around the camp, maybe outside for an hour or so with this brolly, with this sombria parasol. But just in and around, listening to the radio and YouTube. Long, hot, boring day, folks. Nothing much to it. All I can say is that at one point I kind of got so bored, I cracked open a jar of beans. Got these white beans cooked white beans in a jar. Once upon a time, about 18 months ago, I was walking past a bin and someone had put out a plastic bag, a shopping bag, carrier bag we would say in England. Although all bags are for carrying, so I understand that to other people the word carrier bag or the phrase carrier bag seems redundant. But we call it a carrier bag, so shut up. Walking past a bin and there's this carrier bag with literally 11 of these jars of white beans in that someone has put out. Don't know the history. Someone's bought a load and didn't like them. They've bought a load and their holiday's over and they haven't got around to using them. Don't know. Whatever. They're mine now. And it's literally taken me 18 months to get through them, because every now and again someone will bring me a bag of food with one or two more of these jars of beans in. So it's like one step forwards, two step back. I've literally just finished the 18 months. And over half of them have just been eaten with a spoon. Or a spoon and a baguette broken up and pushed into the bean juice, into the aquafaba, as it's called. The water with the beans. The water that it's cooked in. 18 months to get through 11 jars of beans. But I won in the end. I also had a tin of apricots because I've got a couple of tins of fruit back there. And some tins of fish. But yeah. But that was it's a highlight of my Saturday, really. Oh, and then there was a party somewhere down this road. And I kid you not, there must have been 25 cars over a course of 2 hours. It's a little track road. 25 cars must have come down here over the course of a couple of hours. And then about 11 o'clock at night, 20 odd cars make their way back out the other way. Now I was hoping, get this is me being a little bit, selfish isn't the right word, but thinking out for myself. I'm thinking there's a party down there. Maybe someone, whatever kind of buffet or barbecue or whatever they might have had, maybe someone might bring me a tray of food today, of leftovers. Some food for the tramp at the end of the road. No so far. No food for the tramp. Not this time. It's happened in the past. I've had ice cream and I've had frozen cakes and I've had like vol au vents and things, hors d'oeuvres and things. So I was hopeful this time, but just not. Ah well, maybe next time, folks. Maybe next time. But that, in amongst all of that, in between the cars arriving and the cars leaving, I was watching Scruff Dog. As I said, I watched about the first hour, maybe hour and a half, I'm not sure. But then I had a bit of an internet outage. And when it was out for maybe half an hour, when the internet came back on, I had a few alerts and things. I got messaging with people and watching other things and doing other things. And I just got caught up in other things. I didn't get back to Scruff Dog's stream. Tina girl, shush shush. Tina, hey! Tina's okay. Tina's okay. Quiet, quiet. Quiet, quiet. Leave the nice people alone. Hey, nice people. Leave the nice people alone. Yeah, sorry Scruff, didn't get back to you, but I'm going to watch it. Don't worry, I will watch the stream. Okay, now somewhere in the mix there, Saturday night into Sunday morning, is where I saw Tez's video yesterday. I commented on his video, which is what led to all this other stuff, I think, where he's given me a shout out this morning. So let's do this. Sunday morning. Normal morning. Tina gets me up at 6:30, 7:15, somewhere around, and we do a walk. I didn't take my phone with me, but I watched the sunrise. I didn't film it for you guys because you didn't watch the last one. If you're not going to watch it, I'm not going to film it. Fuck you. Oh, for any foreigners, for any non-English, this is a big insult in Britain. You guys, when you're doing your videos and you think you're doing the piece and you start giving all this, no, the V's, that's an insult. This is to show that I've still got my 2 archery fingers and that I can draw back a bow and tackle the French. This is a kind of an up yours de laws. This is peace. Winston Churchill. V's are that way around. That is that's the equivalent of your one-fingered one. Anyway, you're not going to watch my videos? Fuck you. You're not going to watch a sunrise. I'm not going to film a sunrise. I will. I'm going to do another one this week. But I didn't have my phone on me. I'd just been dragged out by the dog. So there I am. And then I come back and I check. I do my normal stuff on a morning. I check my overnight YouTube stats. Everything's normal. Because I'm so early that Tez hasn't even done his post yet. Or maybe we're contemporaneous. Maybe he's done his post but no one's seen it yet. So I spend my morning here and then I have to do some things and then I go to the supermarket and spend the last of my money. Never a pleasant thing. Always that thought of what do you get, the last few things. It always boils down to bread and something to put on bread. That's always the biggest part of spending your last money, because a loaf of bread can feed you for 3, 4, 5 days, even a week if you make it last, if you spread it out enough. So you buy a loaf of bread and stuff to put on it. And then I come back and I just happened to glance at my stats. In fact, no, I didn't look at my YouTube stats first. I glanced at YouTube and I'm just browsing and there's my smiling face staring up at me from my own timeline. And I'm wondering what's going on because I haven't posted a video or anything with that picture. And then I noticed that it's Tez's post. Very nearly interesting. That's his channel name. Very nearly interesting. Fantastic channel. Do check it out, folks. Please do. And say thank you to him from me. Tell him I sent you. But I see this. I see my picture, and it's one of my good pictures. One of the ones where I look like Ernest Hemingway. one of my better pictures when my hair actually looks brushed and my beard doesn't look too bad. And the beard hasn't got cola stains or coffee stains or red wine stains down this side. You know it's true. You've seen the pictures. God, I've done videos in the past and then reached in and pulled out half a slice of bread that I'm saving for later in the beard. But I see Tez's post and I read a couple of the messages and there's people saying 3 to go to get to 1,000, and then someone says I am number 1,000, and then I go and check my numbers, and I was on 1,000 as the I think it was a lady, as the person said. That was great. So thank you so much, Tez, again. Thank you to Tez and his subscribers and followers. Thank you so much. That was amazing. I can't tell you how good that felt. My channel it started at the back end of May 1 year ago. So it's just over a year and a month or two. A year and 2 months, is it? June, July. Yeah, almost exactly. 14 months old. To get to 1,000. It's been a slog. If you look at the number of videos I've done, it's a good, I'm not sure what, 200, 250, 300, I'm not sure where we are. But it's been a fair few. I haven't only done 50, like some people, Tez. Now, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. Picking up 1,000 or more with each video is fantastic, phenomenal. Well done you, sir. I'm a little bit more niche. And I haven't got the production values and the production skills, it has to be said. Tez, reconnecting. How much did we lose? I hope it wasn't too much, folks. I hope it wasn't too much. But like I was just saying, Tez's videos are really well produced. Very nearly interesting. Give him a look. But then that really knocked the timetable for my day. My Sunday usually, my morning's kind of free, but at 12 o'clock onwards I start preparing my notes. No, 2 o'clock and I'd still not started preparing my notes. It got to 2:30 before I got properly into them. So everything was a bit of a slog in the end. Preparing the thumbnail and and preparing the TrampCast, the live stream, setting that up in YouTube. And then I've got whatever this fucking shenanigans is now with this orientation is locked business. No idea. At every opportunity I set it to landscape. Before setting the stream, during setting the stream, after setting the stream, before coming live. It still told me to go back and change it. I changed it to landscape again, and it's still pissing me about. YouTube, make me a video, show me what I'm doing wrong, for Christ's sake. Okay, enough of the profanity. So, yeah, I did a video. I did the quick video. It's only 2 minute, maybe 3 minute video. Whoa, we nearly lost the entire laundry basket. You're perched on a laundry basket and an upturned pan and a chopping board. The whole lot nearly went over. Okay, folks, I did a video and then I got on with my notes, and then here we are. That is the week that was. That is what I did. That is it. Those are the events in the life of a tramp this week. Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to see whether I can show you a Tina girl. Yes. Okay. She's moved. She's over there. Hey, Tina. Say hello to the peoples. Yeah. Hey, babe. Yeah, the phone must have cooled down enough to let me do it. And over in the background there, as a few of my empty bottles moved around, we can just about see my solar panel edgeways on the cool box in the shade behind the solar panel. Trying to keep cool and trying to keep on. See whether I can turn things back to face this way. So, upcoming for this week, folks. I don't know what I've got. I got some friends just sent me a couple of texts that I'll have to read immediately after this. One seemed to indicate they're coming down in a couple of hours. So I need to read that and see what that is. It's maybe some help with food, maybe some help with a little bit of cash, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. What else for the week? It's more of the same, folks. Staying cool. I'm going to have a go at clearing out my bedroom. There's something in there that's attracting flies. I think it's my bedding. Because I can't air my bedding as easily as I used to. Can you see over my shoulder here? Here's my clothes area. Clothes made. I don't know if you can see that. It's broken. It won't take the weight. I can't put a quilt or heavy blankets or sheets or whatever on it. But I need to empty my bedding out. Get that aired out, because I haven't done that for weeks now because of a lack of somewhere to do it. I want to empty that out, see what else is going on, because I told you the tale of how I lost a jacket potato for about an hour last week. It's not the only thing that's been lost in there. For all I know, there could be things in there that have been lost that haven't been recovered. You know, I need to stay on top of that and not let it get too out of touch. So I think that's my task for this next week. Can't really think of anything else. Folks. Now, I apologise that I've got like a double lot of blacking out of the screen because of this orientation is locked nonsense. I really do apologise. I'm probably, as part of my celebrations for hitting 1,000, I'm maybe going to do another live stream. I might, shall we say Tuesday evening, 6 o'clock my time. We'll do it a little bit later, maybe 7 o'clock my time. Maybe give you guys in the UK more of a chance of joining in. Whoa. What time did I just say? 7 o'clock Spanish time, 6 o'clock UK. We'll only get about an hour and a half, but I'll try and set things up properly so that we can do kind of a question and answer, especially for the newcomers. But I'll try and point you on. I have a playlist called Catching Up, and it has the main videos that newcomers need to see. But we'll just have a hangout and a chat, and maybe if someone brings me a beer between now and then, hint hint, maybe we'll make it a proper celebration. What say you all? Okay folks, I'm very happy you're all here. Thumbs up if you haven't already. Share it if you can. Subscribe, or at least think about it, please. Come on, I'm entertaining enough. And there's Tina. What more could you want? Trying to point it at her, and it's gonna take the click or not? No, is it? Really? There, got it. Hey Tina. Say hello. Okay, we probably can't get to come back to me now, folks. Let's have a look. Okay. At the minute, it's taking a long press to do its thing. Alright, folks, I'm going to let you go. It's an hour and 3/4. Thank you ever so much for being here at all. Thank you ever so much for being here today. I forgot to put the sponge back on, didn't I? I'm going to be turning it off in a minute anyway. Let's just, in case it's ruining your sound, it's not going back on. There, okay. Okay, folks, I'm going to let you go. Thank you ever so much for joining me for what is a celebratory episode. We're above 1,000. We were 1,015 the last I saw. That's fantastic. Thank you all ever so much. I'll see whether I can do the traditional outgoing message. I should have just done it when we did it, shouldn't I? And so, from Tina, and from me, Delta Mike, out.